Hello everybody and welcome to the tunnel turn. It's a little hairy here, but that's the way we like it. I'm Phil, NASCAR fan all my life. I love it. Probably still think it's one of the best sports in the country. And, so we like to talk about it. So this is why we're here. I'm with the beautiful Christina.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. Like you said, my name is Christina. What we want to bring to you is the fan perspective. For fans, by fans. Phil and I are just a married couple who love NASCAR, who watch NASCAR. We like to talk NASCAR. If you like to not talk NASCAR, this is the place you want to be.
That's right.
Okay? Hey, if you want to send a question, if you want to talk with us, we are here.
Yep, we're just regular NASCAR fans. We got drivers we like, we got drivers we don't like. We're just here having fun.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. So, yesterday's race was the Toyota 500K. 500 kilometers, not 500 miles, so it was a shorter race. But even if it was a full race, it was rained down anyways, and it would have been the exact same as it was. So we're racing at Darlington. The Lady in Black. One of our favorite tracks, right?
Definitely one of our favorite tracks. Let's start off about a little history about Darlington. After checking into, I've never, as a NASCAR fan for 18 years, let me say, I've never really looked into all these tracks as I've done when we started this process of starting a new video for our new chapter of doing the tunnel turn. So I've kind of looked at the history of Darlington just to learn about it a little bit. Not only is she called the Lady in Black, she's also called the track Too Tough to Tame.
That's right.
Most drivers can tell you that you don't race the driver, you race the track.
That's right, because you have to be paying attention to what you're doing on that track every single second. You can't take your focus off the track.
Definitely. It's one of the oldest tracks in NASCAR. It's 70 years old. It was opened in 1950. It was actually the first 500-mile race in NASCAR history. Last 5 winners to win at Darlington were Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex. So this is a good driver's track.
Yes, it is. You need to be a good, if you win at Darlington, that's saying something.
Definitely. One of the best finishes in my opinion, history happened at Darlington. 2003,
yes.
Craven, Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch. One of the best finishes
At
a track, if not all tracks.
I still can't believe Kurt Busch didn't get it.
I know, that was insane. I mean, the way that's the way the car turns, I guess.
That's Darlington.
That it is. So anyways, who won the race?
Well, before we get to who won the race, let's talk about how they started the race.
There you go.
They had to invert the field based on Sunday's race. So Kevin Harvick, who finished first on Sunday, started 20th yesterday. And Ryan Preece, who finished 20th on Sunday, was on the pole today. Which is a little gimmicky, but I think it's okay. I think it's good, because without it, would Ryan Preece ever get any attention?
No, never.
No.
I hadn't even honestly heard of Ryan Preece before I watched this. I was like, what? What? So
but he didn't do terrible. He stuck in the top 10 just at the start of the race. In the first segment, he finished in the top 10. So
sadly, though, he had engine problems and he ended up finishing last.
Yeah, he blew an engine, last place finish. So the result wasn't there for him,
But hey, at least he got his 15 minutes of fame in the spotlight.
That's right. So, the winner, Denny Hamlin, was the winner, starting from 16th. Stayed in the top 10 pretty much most of the race, but made a very big move by not pitting when everybody else pit on lap 194 when Clint Bowyer spun out. And that move right there put him in front. He only had to make one lap.
He actually led 12 laps of the whole race.
And those were the last 12
And those
laps.
were the most important laps, because those were the laps that gave him the win. Talk about being at the right place at the right time.
Hey, the crew chief's on his game.
Definitely. Well, who is his
Crew chief is on his game. That is for sure. You know, it just goes to show that sometimes in NASCAR, the best car doesn't always win.
No, it doesn't. It's very true. Very, very true.
Right, let's keep going with our highlights. And speaking of the best car, who do you think was the best car of the race?
I mean, there's no question about it. It was Chase Elliott.
I can't argue with that.
I hate playing the woulda, shoulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda game. But how do you not in this situation? He made all the moves of the race. I mean, he muscled Bubba K. But the way he came out of that turn,
beautiful.
around Brad Keselowski. Oh, it was insane.
Yep.
I mean,
Keselowski had so much momentum coming out of the turn, and he was smoking up down the straightaway. And when Keselowski tried to move away so he couldn't get the side draft, Chase just followed him right down to the inside lane to keep that side draft, take momentum from Bubba K, and sailed into the next turn. And it's like he didn't even let off the gas and won. He just held it and kept his lead. He said, "No, Keselowski, you are not taking my lead."
It was crazy. And I mean, it takes me into my boneheads. I know, as much as I don't want to jump ahead, it does take me into my boneheads. It goes back to the woulda, shoulda, coulda. If not for Kyle Busch, bonehead of the race, Kyle Busch, he would not have. He would won.
Yeah,
I really believe he would have won.
I mean, in that restart, he started 6th, and in one lap he was 2nd behind Denny Hamlin, who had older tires.
I know. I seriously thought it was over for him right there.
Once he
I thought there was no way he was getting past Harvick, Hamlin. I mean, who else was up there?
I think Eric Jones was there.
Eric Jones was up there. I mean, there was a whole, and Eric Jones has won at Darlington before, so don't think he's easy to pass either.
Yeah, he won last year.
He went from 6th to practically 1st before he was
in a lap.
In a lap, yes, in a lap.
It
was insane.
But Kyle Busch tried to get behind him. Kyle Busch misjudged it, and Kyle Busch just straight up took him out. Straight up knocked him, whether intentional or not. He did it.
Yeah.
He just turned him into the wall, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, during that caution, here come the rain. There it is. Denny Hamlin wins the race.
Well, if you checked out Twitter after the race, it's no surprise Hater Nation came out in droves.
Yes.
But
we like Kyle Busch here.
You know, I can't repeat half of the stuff that Hater Nation put on Twitter, and I don't want to hate. I bow for Kyle Busch. I bow for you.
So what did Kyle Busch say?
Well, Kyle Busch did have this to say, in his defense. He said that he was going to reach out to Chase Elliott. He said they've always had a cordial relationship over the years. That they were. He doesn't say they're like close, like him and Brian Blaney would have close be, but they've known each other through the circles of racing since he was at least 12 or 13 years old. He said, obviously I just made a mistake. I misjudged the gap, sent him into the wall. That was entirely unintentional. Yeah, I mean, I definitely reach out to him and tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I hate that it happened. All I can do. That doesn't change the outcome of the night. I hate it for him and his guys.
Yep. I'm sorry only goes so far. I mean, did he mean to do it? I'm sure he didn't mean to do it, because what reason does he have to take out Chase Elliott? I mean, his old crew chief that he had good relations with, Gustafson, is Chase Elliott's crew chief.
Right.
And we saw them going at it.
Right.
I just wish we could have heard from Chase Elliott. We still have yet to hear anything from Chase Elliott other than his salute to Kyle Busch after the wreck.
Yeah, that is true. And it has been said by NASCAR, because I was expecting stiff penalties for Chase, which was making me happy, but NASCAR has said there's no penalties being given to Chase for his gesture on TV, or the fact that he did not get into the car.
That is a surprise.
Or the ambulance.
That is a surprise that NASCAR is not doing anything for that gesture, considering a few years ago Dale Earnhardt Jr. said a word in victory lane and he got fined and lost points. But that's another story. But could you imagine that moment when Chase Elliott gets knocked out. Can you imagine if the fans were there in that audience?
Oh,
that place would go nuts.
I'm saying, I could hear the boos in my living room.
Man.
I could hear it echoing so loud.
Yeah.
I did read that he still had to have security going out of that.
Yeah, for what? I mean, who was there?
Well, they did have a bomb threat right before the race, don't forget.
Yeah, that is true. People are crazy. So other highlights, Almirola had a pretty good race. He finished in the top 10 again for the third time now, and he's 7th in points. He's racing pretty good. Lots of solid finishes. Tony Stewart's giving him some pretty good cars, and
he's running with him.
He's having a good year so far.
I definitely agree. He's running with him. He's he hasn't won a race yet. I think it's there. I just don't think he's gotten there yet.
He's getting closer.
He's
getting closer. Some top 5s are next. Let's see.
Yeah, he's working his way up. I think it's coming though. It's going to happen.
Yep. Same with the Benedetto. He's got some top 10s. He got another top 10 too.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes, Benedetto.
So these guys are starting to show up. Starting to see some new blood, which is definitely not a bad thing.
So who are your boneheads for the race?
My bonehead of the race, believe it or not, is not Kyle Busch, even though that was a big bonehead thing. Clint Bowyer. He had the best car majority of the race. He was out front, leading. His pit crew was money on those fast pit stops. He didn't have the first pit stop, but he had a good pit stall, and his pit crew was in the 13s almost every single time. And they couldn't. And on the track, he's out in the open air. He takes off.
Once he got in traffic, he was just. I guess he couldn't.
And then all of a sudden, he has to go in. He has to pass a few cars, and then he messes up. He forgets about racing the track, and he makes a mistake, and comes out of the turn wrong, and gets up into the wall. And
the lady in black gets him.
And which then cuts his tire a little bit later, and his race is done. Yes, he still finished 22nd, but he had a good car, and he made a mistake and faded away.
Exactly.
That's the problem with Clint Bowyer. He gives you hope, and then he blows it. He blows it. He fades away. He disappears at the end of races.
I want to say don't get me started on Clint Bowyer, because that could be a whole other video of how I feel about Clint Bowyer. I am a Tony Stewart fan. I have been a Tony Stewart fan since the day that I've walked into NASCAR. That being said, I hate Clint Bowyer and his car. I really hate Clint Bowyer and his car. Now don't write a comment and tell me that I'd hate anybody they put in Tony Stewart's car, please, because that is not true.
No.
I'd rather see a rookie. I'd rather see somebody brand new, a fresh face, somebody they're going to bring up and they're going to mold into a really good driver.
Put that 14 car where it belongs, in victory lane.
Exactly.
That's where A.J. Foyt had it. Tony Stewart took over that and he put it in victory lane and won championships.
Exactly.
Clint Bowyer, 2 wins in that car. One of those was a rain-shortened race. 2 wins while Kevin Harvick is winning championships. Kurt Busch is winning races. He wins twice in his 4th year now. It's not up to par.
Not to mention he's been in NASCAR for 15 years. And the only thing he has to show for 15 years worth of racing is 15 wins.
10 wins.
It's 15 because it was one a year.
It was less. Well, even still, it's still just not up to par.
No.
Sure.
I'll double check it, make sure, and we'll let you know in the next video who's right here.
Yes. So all other low lights. I mean, we got Ryan Blaney. He had a really good car, and similar to Clint Bowyer, I guess the lady in black bit him, and he got up into the wall, and he had to go a lap down for repairs, and he couldn't come back from it. Kurt Busch, where was Kurt Busch?
I know. Kurt Busch was just nowhere to be found.
Sunday he was up there. He was in the top 5 the whole race. He was a contender. And now today he was barely even in the top 15.
Just disappeared.
I mean, he did finish 15th, so he barely got in the top 15. It's just not Kurt. That's just what wasn't Kurt Busch standard, but
It's definitely not a Busch Brothers Darlington.
no, it was not. All right, so that's it for the lowlights. How about the rookies? Want to go down rookie corner?
Let's do it.
All right, first one, John Hunter Nemechek. On lap 3, spins out. We couldn't see what happened to him because by the time the cameras got to him, he was already spinning. Matt Kenseth was right there behind him. Is in a spot that he may have, but we really don't know because we really didn't see.
Right, it could have been anything. He could have lost it. It could have been there was talk of a tire.
But he did spin out. He backed into the wall, and that was it for his day. He spun out again a few laps later, but he was just limping around the track the rest of the race. And now Tyler Riddick, he had a 8th place finish on Sunday, and today he got 13th. Not quite as good, but still 13th at Darlington for a rookie is respectable.
Yeah, definitely. I've got nothing against it. He ran a nice, clean race. That's what you want for a rookie. You want to get through the day. No bumps, no bangs, no crashes. Nice, solid top 13. I think he can be happy with that for this race.
For a rookie, that's. Our next rookie is Cole Custer. He definitely did not have a good day. He blows a tire after the first stage ends. Not blows a tire. I'm sorry, he didn't blow a tire. His pit crew lost control of a tire, and he had a tire penalty after the first stage. So he had to start the second stage in the back of the pack. And then later in the second stage, he blows a tire, and then his car gets damaged. He loses a lap. He can't recover, and he ends up finishing 31st. Not a good day.
No, not at all.
So Tony Stewart's rookie. He'll have better days to come, hopefully. And our final rookie had the best performance of all the rookies, Christopher Bell. Finished 11th.
Top finishing rookie, yep.
That's pretty good, considering that this year's been kind of a rough start for him, but this time he got 11th place.
Not bad at all.
Definitely
solid.
solid.
24.
Yeah. Best rookie of the day. All right, so now let's take a look at our standings. Who's the leader of the standings right now?
Surprise, surprise, it's Kevin Harvick.
Oh, Kevin Harvick. What a shock. By what? A whopping 34 points.
Yeah, 34 points.
That's a good lead.
It's a nice lead for 6 races. He's got 4 top 5, 6 top 10s.
He's definitely been doing consistent.
He's definitely got the most laps led out of all drivers on the track right now.
Yep. But with only 1 win, he is not leading in playoff points. Denny Hamlin, now with his 2nd win, is leading the playoff points by 1 point over Joey Logano, who also has 2 wins, but Hamlin has a stage win. And that right now is the difference. That's why these stage wins, they're very important. Very important. Wasn't a big fan when they introduced these stage points and points in the middle of the race, but it makes for good racing and it adds more to the points.
Definitely. Also, like you said, I wasn't too crazy about them having the stage race, where they're giving where they're having them stop in the middle of the race for each stage. But I do like the fact that you have more restarts. It gives you a little bit more race into the middle of the race where you'd find them just kind of just driving the track, so to speak, and just, like for example at Daytona going single file, it just kind of mixes them up again and it gets them going again.
Yeah, sometimes you need a caution just to mix things up.
Right. So anyways, the top 5 for the rest of our Series Cup standings is Joey Logano coming in 2nd, Alex Bowman coming in 3rd, Denny Hamlin coming in 4th, and Chase Elliott rounding out the top 5. Anything to say on that, darling?
Well, those are the guys that have been up there. I mean, it's surprised to see Alex Bowman in the top 5. He's looking pretty good this season. Alex Bowman, could he be a championship contender?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. He does have a win already out of 6 races. And he's a Hendrick car, fast. Could be the best driver in the 88 since Dale Jarrett. Who knows?
Well, then at 6 we got Brad Keselowski. Not much to say about him. He hasn't been doing much lately. Uh, no wins under him. You know, 3 top 10s, I will give him that.
He's been consistent. He's been there. He's doing what he needs to do. He's got him 6th is better than 16th.
Yeah, I guess I'll give him that. Well, we did speak on Eric Almirola. He comes in at 7th. Martin Truex Jr., we didn't talk much about him. No wins for him, but definitely 1 top 5, 2 top 10s. You know,
So
stage points he's holding on to. Matt DiBenedetto, surprise, you know, and rounded out the top 10 with Clint Boyer.
Yeah, Clint Boyer. He did get 2 stage wins, and those were the first time he got 2 stage wins. So he can get a little credit for that, because that does help in the playoffs, especially without wins.
Definitely.
So rounding out the last members of the playoffs as they stand, we have Ryan Blaney in 11th. He has 1 stage win. Jimmy Johnson in 12th. The Busch brothers 13th and 14th. Kyle in 13th, Kurt in 14th. Neither one of them have any playoff points right now. Both of them, both Busch brothers, not 1 playoff point? I don't see that lasting.
No, not at all.
Eric Jones holding on there in 15th, and William Byron gets into the top 16 this week with 16th, and he does have 1 playoff point because he has won a stage. So he does have that going for him. And that's our top 16. Those are the standings.
Sounds good to me. I think that about closes the book on Darlington. Is there anything else we want to say about Darlington?
No, I mean, it was a great race. Exciting finish. You know, a bit controversial. We got some tempers flared. I mean, all elements for a good race to me.
Definitely. I must say I miss seeing a little bit of tempers, you know, because NASCAR's become a little vanilla lately. We missed a little personality.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with good rivalries and good tempers. I'm not saying this one's going to become a rivalry because they've been really good friends, as we've heard through Kyle Busch's tweet.
Right.
But you know,
a little temper never hurts anything.
Right. It shows passion.
Exactly.
You
So
know?
next week, Charlotte. Don't forget next week, actually Sunday. It's coming on 6 p.m. Sunday night, so be prepared. Buckle in, because it's going to be on all night long.
You know, and that's just a couple days away.
Definitely.
You know, but this is what we got coming up. We are going to do our own power rankings, where we will do our top 10, and as far as who has the best chance to win on Sunday, and that will be on Sunday.
Well, hopefully by Sunday. But we're a new show, so give us some love. Like, subscribe, hit your notifications if you like it and want to hear some more. Send us, share the love around.
Yep, tell your friends, say, hey, check these guys out. These guys are pretty good. I hope you could say that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But spread the word. We we want to get as many people as we can.
All love is welcome.
So, until then, we'll see you on the other side of the tunnel turn.